we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all.
Nithyanandam, everyone. So welcome back. In this segment, we are going to learn about the multi-layer quarantine COVID care protection centers at the Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies. With the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam blessings. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Triguna Rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. So what we learn from this segment today concerning statistics on mental health and global peace across world due to COVID-19 pandemic. What are the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa's contributions? Why temple-based ecosystems and Kailasa's COVID care protection centers? Some glimpses, and UN recognizes Kailasa's contributions and join Kailasa's COVID care protection centers. Coming to concerning statistics related to the COVID care, COVID-19 situation, the World Health Organization makes a big statement about Delta variant of COVID-19. The World Health Organization on Tuesday said that the Delta variant of coronavirus has elbowed out all the 3 other COVID-19 variants of concern that now represent a tiny fraction of the samples which are being sequenced. Less than 1% of alpha, beta, and gamma are currently circulating. It's really predominantly Delta around the world, said who's technical lead on COVID-19, Maria Van Kerkhove. The Delta variant, which was first detected in India last year, has become more fit and it is more transmittable and it is out-competing. It is replacing the other viruses that are circulating. She said and added that the variant has been detected in more than 185 countries till date. COVID-19 has now killed more Americans than the influenza pandemic of 1918 and 1919. The coronavirus pandemic has now killed more Americans than the 1918, 1919 influenza pandemic did. The 1918 to 1919 flu infected about 25% of Americans and killed an estimated 65% with 675,000 deaths. COVID-19 has infected more than 12% of Americans and killed about 0.2% with 676,000 deaths. From COVID-19 has surpassed 676,000. The coronavirus pandemic has killed more Americans than the 1918 influenza pandemic did. Axios and the Associated Press both reported the grim milestones on Monday. COVID-19 is now officially US deadliest pandemic as death toll crosses that of 1918 and 1919 flu. COVID-19 is now officially US deadliest pandemic, surpassing the estimated US fatalities from 1918 influenza pandemic. People infected with alpha variant enhances 100 times more virus into the air than original COVID strain, according to a study. The University of Maryland researchers suggested that the need for better ventilation and tight fitting masks in addition to widespread vaccination to help stop spread of the virus. The findings showed that the amount of virus in the air coming from alpha variant infections was much more, 18 times more than could be explained by the increased amounts of virus in nasal swabs and saliva. These major increases in airborne virus from alpha infections occurred before the Delta variant arrived and indicate that the virus is evolving to be better at traveling through the air. We know that the Delta variant circulating now is even more contagious than the Alpha variant. Our research indicates that the variants just keep getting better at traveling through the air. So we must provide a better ventilation and wear tight fitting masks in addition to vaccination to help stop a spread of the virus, said Dr. Don Milton, professor of environmental health at the University of School of Public Health. All these days we were thinking the 6 feet distance can prevent us from contracting the COVID. But now we have come to a situation because of the airborne or other situations that 6 feet distance may not be enough to prevent viral transmission indoors. According to a study in Washington, the physical distancing of 2 meters, about 6 feet, 6.5 feet, may not be enough to sufficiently prevent transmission of virus carrying airborne aerosols indoors, according to a study. The result published in the journal Sustainable Cities and Society suggests that the physical distance alone is not enough to prevent human exposure to exhaled aerosols and should be implemented with other control strategies such as masking and adequate ventilation. The researchers examined 3 factors: the amount and rate of air ventilated through a space, the indoor airflow pattern associated with the different ventilation strategies, and the aerosol emission mode of breathing versus talking. They also compared transport of tracer gas typically employed to test leaks in the airtight systems and human respiratory aerosols ranging in size from 1 to 10 micrometers. Aerosols in this range can carry SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes the COVID-19. COVID-19 Delta variant is still most concerning, says the World Health Organization experts. Even with the emergence of the new COVID-19 variant, the Delta strain remains the top concern globally, appearing to outcompete others, senior officials with the World Health Organization said recently. I think the Delta variant for me is one that's most concerning because of the increased transmittability, said Dr. Maria Vanker-Kove, the agency's technical lead for COVID-19, speaking during an online question and answer session. It is doubly transmittable compared to the ancestral strain, which means that it can spread more people. In US, the COVID-19 pandemic is nowhere under control, and says the chief medical advisor, Anthony Fauci. He said, right now, we are still in pandemic mode because we have 160,000 new infections a day. That's not even modestly in good control. In an interview with Axios, the US has reported 40 million cases of COVID-19 since the outbreak of the virus, with over 4 million infections in the past few weeks. The increase in COVID cases comes as the US administration earlier this month announced that it is planning to provide booster shots of the vaccine as the Delta variant has become dominant in the nation and is wreaking havoc. This surge in Delta variant is driven by the low vaccination coverage in many communities around the US, according to the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. In a country of our size, you can't be hanging around and having 100,000 infections a day. You have got to get well below 10,000 before you start feeling comfortable. COVID-19 violent incidences and fatalities. On one side, the virus is airborne and it is more transmittable than before because of the not only health concern, now it is making a world less peaceful. And it is affecting the mental health, which is the younger generation are affecting the mental health issues like anxiety and a depressive disorder due to the pandemic. And the average share of the adults reporting symptoms of anxiety and or depressive disorder January to June, which was a 6 months period, what it was 11%, now it is rose up to 41%. Stress in America 2020, a national mental health crisis. COVID-19 is a significant stressor for most Americans. Nearly 8 in 10, 70-80% say the coronavirus pandemic is a significant source of stress in their life. Nearly 7 in 10, which is 67%, say they have experienced increased stress over the course of pandemic. More than 60,000 US healthcare workers have contracted COVID-19 and 300 have died. Of the health workers who treated patients during China's COVID-19 outbreak, 50% showed signs of depression and 45% showed signs of anxiety. And the self-reported mental health among pregnant women and new mothers before COVID-19 pandemic, depression, what it was 15%, now during the pandemic, it is increased to 40.7%. And the anxiety before was 29%, now it rose up to 72%. Living under stay-at-home orders, 8 in 10 students are struggling with focus on school or work and avoiding distractions. Students are interacting most with parents. During the COVID-19 physical distancing, parents support students simply by spending time with them, ranked much higher than talking about COVID-19 news. Number one challenge, the college students' mental wellness, a virtual face-to-face time for high school students, digital social gatherings. 55% of all the students do not know where to go for help for their mental health. Understanding the pandemic's impact on working women, nearly 82% of women surveyed said their lives have been negatively disturbed by the pandemic. Nearly 70% of women who have experienced these disruptions are concerned their career growth may be limited as a result. During the COVID-19 pandemic, a changed world. The pandemic is expected to plunge most countries into recession in 2020, with per capita income contracting in the largest fraction of countries globally since 1870. The COVID-19 recession has seen the fastest, steepest downgrades in consensus growth projections among all global recessions since 1990. Most countries are expected to face recessions in 2020. International Labour Organization. COVID-19 is a threat to peace building in conflict-attracted nations. The COVID-19 crisis has worsened already fragile situations. The O is more aware than ever of its responsibility to promote peace and resilience in the time of this global pandemic. The city's mayor has said that, the Mumbai city mayor has said that the third wave of COVID is already upon Mumbai, pointing to a sudden spike in cases. The third wave of COVID-19 is not coming, it's here, said the Kishori Padnekar, adding that the announcement in their home, the 10 people and have them work in shifts. Breakthrough infections found in 25% of health staff. Earlier health breakthroughs were far more common during the Delta outbreak in Delhi than previously reported. A new coronavirus strain known as Mo, which was first identified in January, has been designated a variant of interest by the World Health Organization. Save your life, join the COVID care protection center countries. We have no choice but to transform our economies and societies by valuing nature and putting its health at the heart of all our decisions. Now let's watch a small video clip, Making Peace with the Nature. World Health Organization Health and Peace Initiative. Health and peace are interrelated. In the words of the Director General of World Health Organization, there cannot be health and there cannot be peace without health. Individuals and groups enjoy equitable access to health services, fulfilling their physical and health and health actors, neutral health intention that promote and dialogue and communicate with the violent conflict. Then health coverage is more universal. Grievances can be heard and addressed to generate trust around health emergency concerns. Affected communities are more likely to make meaningful contributions to peace and reconciliation and to resist incitement to violence. We need enhanced international coordination to build peace. From United States Institute of Peace. Tackling the pandemic and building resilience in fragile states requires concerted session in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. For the first time since 1945, the entire world is confronted by the common threat, regardless of nationality, ethnicity, or faith. A new social contract between people, governments, the private sector, civil society, and more can tackle the roots of inequality with fair taxation on income and wealth, universal benefits, and opportunities for all. The yoga for well-being on the United Nations declared the theme for on International Day, Yoga for Well-being. The day will be marked at the theme when COVID-19 pandemic continues to upend lives and livelihood of people globally. Beyond its immediate impact on physical health, the COVID-19 pandemic has also exacerbated psychological suffering and mental health problems, including depression and anxiety, as pandemic-related restrictions continue in various forms in many countries. This has highlighted the urgent need to address the mental health dimensions of the pandemic. In addition to the physical health aspects, the message of yoga in promoting the both physical and mental well-being of humanity has never been more relevant. A growing trend of people people around the world embracing yoga to stay healthy and rejuvenated and to fight social isolation and depression has been witnessed during the pandemic. Yoga is also playing a significant role in the psychosocial care and rehabilitation of COVID-19 patients in quarantine and isolation. It is particularly helpful in allaying the fears and anxiety. UN spotlights health benefits of yoga, ancient practice that can ease stress of our modern laptop lives. Yoga is a practice that can be relevant to all ages, relevant to all cultures, irrespective of what socio-economic status people represent. It can be used to unite our complex and difficult world to promote not only healthy lifestyles, but to promote peace and security in the world, said Dr. Nata Menabde, Executive Director of New York Office of the World Health Organization, at an event entitled Conversation Yoga for Health. Our contemporary world is showing no signs of decline in the intensity of violent conflicts, crime, displacement, and the prevalence of continued state of tension in many regions of the world. According to a UN report, in the year 2019 alone, about 55% of 358 political conflicts worldwide involve the use of violence. Geopolitical tensions, which have been on the rise even before the COVID-19 pandemic, have only prolonged violent conflicts, making it difficult for policymakers to come together and resolve the differences peacefully and amicably. The last decade witnessed the highest number of people internally displaced by conflict and violence. Now let us see the contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for the global peace and the various other aspects for the world facing today. According to the Vedic tradition, the Isha Upanishad verse 6 says, Yastu sarvani bhutani atmani ivanu pashyati, sarva bhutetu chatmanam tadona vigugupchate. Global peace by product of individual bliss. Whenever an individual goes through a spiritual bliss, he manifests a beautiful, peaceful life for him and everyone around him. If he is powerful enough, he moves the whole city and manifests peace. He is more powerful, he moves the whole village or whole country. If he is powerful enough, like incarnation, he moves the whole world and manifests peace for him. The individual bliss is the source for the global peace in the overall Om, the macroscopic level Om, or the macroscopic level universe. Whatever level it may be, global peace is the byproduct of individual peace. Now let's watch the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explains global peace, the byproduct of individual peace, individual bliss.
Love and respects. Today I wanted to expand on the science of completion. How the science of completion can directly impact the consciousness you are carrying and the consciousness embodied in many bodies. Please understand, the more deeper you go inside you, means more deeper space you go inside you, more expanded you become, more one with everything, more oneness you experience. Because the more deeper you go, the more you experience the unified field of consciousness. Various words are used. Some of the Hindu traditions uses the word Atma, Brahman. Some of the Hindu traditions use the word Nirvana. Whatever word you may use, Atman, Brahman, Nirvana, unified field of consciousness, whatever. But one thing I want to tell you, the deeper and deeper you go in your inner space, you experience the vast oneness. The more superficial you are, the more incompletions you carry with others, even with yourself. The more superficial you become, even your right hand and left hand fights with each other. Different parts of you fights with you. Different thoughts of you fights with you. Even you fight with you, the more superficial you go, the more deeper you start traveling. First, you get integrated. The you fighting with you stops. Then, the people around you get integrated. They fighting with you stops. Completion with yourself, then completion with others, then comes completion with other things, not just living beings, even with inanimate beings. The completion starts happening. Even with a nature, completion starts happening. Please understand, the more deeper you travel, the more deeper you go, the more deeper you settle down, the more deeper you start living. Your cognition expands. Your cognition includes. Your cognition becomes more and more inclusive. More joy, more bliss, more knowledge, more enlightenment. Please understand. The more and more completion happens in you, you will see everyone around you feels complete with you. That is why I am saying, whether they have body or they are disembodied, in the deepest corners of your being, deepermost layers of your being, deepest parts of your being, you experience such powerful awareness, such joy. Going into the deepermost corners of your being not only is a joy, it's a power. Because suddenly you will see everybody around you, everything around you listens to you. It really becomes a vibrant power where the tendency to exploit is not there. Listen, that's a very important thing. Power without the tendency to exploit. Because as long as you feel the other person is separate from you, when you get the power, it will always be used for exploiting. Because the other person is separate from you, you will feel Let me suck all the possible energy, intelligence, time, talent, treasure. But when you feel the other person is your own extension, you will see, you will be showering so much, enriching so much. The power you have will not be exploiting, it will be enriching. I tell you, even if death comes at this moment, I can tell you very clearly, I can face the death directly and tell the death, I have enriched every human being more than what I received from anybody. I have given to every human being whom I met in my life more than what I received from them. My accounts is clear. I am ready. Come on, let's go. My accounts is clear. I don't have debt. No credit card money to be paid, loans to be paid, no debit card, no credit card. My accounts is clear. Understand, when you feel everyone is your extension, the power given to you, the power you gain, see, any living is power. Powerful way. Even in that, you will become powerful. So any lifestyle you choose, you will get power in that field. Whether it is exploiting or enriching, murdering or raping or go on serving. Whatever lifestyle you choose, living is power. When you go into the deepermost core of your being and start living based on completion, I tell you, the first power you will experience is everything around you listens to you. That power will simply make you enrich everyone. The best power you can have through living is power of enriching. Whatever you do, as I said, whether you live the life of enriching or exploiting, you will become powerful. I tell you, the power of exploiting brings more and more conflict within and without. And those conflicts naturally bring suffering. And the power of enriching brings more and more completion in you and in others. This full month, Nithyananda Sangha all over the world. The other day I was seeing, we have officially presence in 50 countries. As devotees, group of devotees, we have presence in 100 countries. All over the world, we are going to celebrate this whole month for Global Peace Month. Impacting global peace. All of us this whole month will live completion and do samskara dahana kriya. Means burning the patterns which separates us from others. Burning the patterns which are constantly keeping us in a superficial level. All over the world, we will be doing samskara dahana kriya, burning our patterns and leading us to more and more completion. And we also have special 3 Nitya Dhyana Yoga program teaching people science of completion and facilitating Samskara Dahana Kriya. This month, 20th, 21st and 22nd, this whole month, all over the world, all our temples, ashrams, centers, yoga centers, schools, colleges, universities should do Samskara Dahana Kriya, should do the practice of burning all the incompletions and patterns which leads to conflicts, bringing more and more peace inside us and outside us, spreading peace. This whole month, let's impact global peace. Let us really contribute to the global peace, not just talking about it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Not just talking about it. Let's do it. Even if you teach the Samskara Dahana Kriya to 50 people in each area, each place where we have centers, ashrams, temples, two-way centers, yoga centers, even 50 people, each Tanidar teaches, enriches them with this science. The amount of suffering and negative waves, negative vibes reduction can contribute so much to the world. Please understand. One positive person can burn millions people negativity. Experientially, with evidence we proved, one positive person has already burnt at least 20 million people's negativity in last 10 years and brought peace. So each one of you, if you stand up as one positive being, one authentic, responsible, enriching being, I tell you, we can do so much to the world. It will be better place than the time we entered. When we leave, it should be better place. That's all. When we leave the earth, it should be better place. So understand, inner peace is your birthright. Go to the depths of your being. Bring more and more completion into you. Completion with others. And start living Advaita. Today in the Inner Awakening session, it's all about completion with others. So last 6 days, literally, you worked so much, one by one by one by one by one, layer by layer by layer by layer. The completion with yourself. Now comes completion with others.
Now, let us see the Kailasa's mission of global peace and superconsciousness breakthrough. The sovereign order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora, are working for global peace and to give a super consciousness breakthrough to humanity. It is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's mission to revive a conscious world where the global issues at climate, economic, social, health, and humanitarian levels cease to exist from their very root, turning the problems of poverty, hunger, violence, discrimination into powerful living through the experience of oneness. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been working from the very grassroots level to usher in an era of peace at all levels, individual, societal, national, and global. His deep insights into the workings of the human mind body emotions have enabled him to powerfully and directly address various social and emotional problems facing humanity today. Today, people around the world are trying to grapple with the grim reality that the pandemic is far from over. The aftermath of the current calamity promises to be much more devastating. The greatest economies of the world are facing disastrous futures. Countries are facing off each other in a deep mistrust. Since the beginning of the global lockdown, the amount of contribution and activism of Kailasa has increased multifold. Some of the ways the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism provides spiritual solutions to combat the pandemic and other issues. Through the Paramashivoham program, bringing super consciousness breakthrough to the whole humanity. By startling the Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna and contributing almost 3 million minutes now. Paramashiva Sankalpa chanting, the sacred chanting mantra to heal 24/7 via Zoom sessions. Spiritual healing to one and all 24/7. Helping humanity to cope up with insecurity, fear, disease by empowering individuals to heal themselves, learn to cope up emotions like depression and tough situations in relationship. Providing alternative solutions to worldly problems through power manifestation. Initiating thousands every day into manifesting innate superhuman capabilities in Kailas courtyard sessions. Providing healthy solutions like a technique to clear the stomach from Ayurveda, which ultimately brings clarity out spiritual truth. In the long term, establishing self-sufficient communities. Continuing and intensifying the service of Annadan, that is free food, in Nithyananda Annalayas around the world, including Tiruvannamalai and Los Angeles, paving way with the New World Order, starting the agriculture-based communities in Adi Kailas and several other locations. Peacekeepers of Kailasa offering various life solutions from the teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Offering Maheshwara Puja to the natural calamities hit victims. Bhava Samadhi Darshan to raise the individual consciousness breakthrough. Devi Parashakti Akashic readings. Now, let us see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism spiritual solutions for COVID-19. It is important to address the COVID pandemic, which is seeing the another wave, destroying many more lives. Says the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the pandemic fatigue settling in as a result of continuous lockdown is resulting in delusional ignorance. Holding on to the delusion and supporting this space of delusional decisions lead to a delusional arrogance, Tirobhava Sankalpa. Continuous lockdown leads to delusional thoughts like, so what, if I die, it is okay. I can't live forever in this lockdown. Going out, then exposing oneself and putting the risk on yourself and others with irresponsibility and insecurity is the delusional arrogance. Tirobhava Sankalpa in Sanskrit we call. Society was created with the delusional ideas of too many human beings, blind spots, and the decisions made from these blind spots. If the visionary of the civilization, our country, our nation had blind spots, when he develops the vision for it, the whole civilization suffers these blind spots forever. Now it's a time that nature, Prakriti, resets itself. Many of the blind spots based visions, ideas become important components of the society. This pralaya which is happening is melting down everything which is delusion based. The world as we know is gone. Let us celebrate God. The isolation which is seemingly endless with an unknown future, which is compelling humanity to make 100% lifestyle change, is something to be deeply dwelled upon. All problems need to be addressed only with spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions. To stop people having mental breakdown, pandemic fatigue, collapsing, depression, destruction, and also give them super consciousness breakthrough and revive the enlightened civilization. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continuously gives spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions. Some of the spiritual cognitions, powerful solutions are unclutching, practicing completion, practicing oneness, practicing ajapa japa of Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, consciously building deep feeling connection, yoga, puja, vegetarian diet, nirahara samyama, and much more, many more. It's a time we all take responsibility to save the humanity, to protect people from pandemic fatigue and destruction. Let us try to enrich people for every one of these great spiritual solutions. The Akhanda Nirvikalpa Jnana Samadhi Yajna, which is the unclutching meditation, available via Zoom sessions 24/7, and it is free and open for all. Let us take a few minutes now and share with as many people as possible. Let us save the world. Let us give them the experience of unclutching, Nirvikalpa Samadhi initiation, and save the people from pandemic fatigue, epidemic fatigue, destruction, and delusion. Maya Matrix help people consciousness break through and sail through this pralaya. Virus pandemic has left the world desperately looking for answers. Life as it had been experienced even back in February 2020 is no longer recognizable. A drastic change is the order of the day, with people having to redefine their world with the new paradigms of economy, society, faith, religion, and health. Blessed are those who have had the greatest fortune to be with the incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in their lives to carry them through this crisis. The global Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna was in the day to give the world super consciousness breakthrough and 19. Recently, the humanitarian initiative launched by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the opening of Kailasa's COVID care protection centers in India, where the monastic campuses have been turned into a multi-layer quarantine facility to safeguard the inmates against any possible point of contact with the outer world. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has opened this service free to all people, regardless of any differences in age, gender, caste, creed, ethnicity, color, or socio-economic status, food, shelter, internet, and all basic facilities, including medical care, are provided at these Kailasas COVID care centers, free of cost and for an indefinite time. The outcome has been splendid. The zero infection rate so far among the participants, a feat not achieved anywhere else in the world, let alone in India. This response model of handling the COVID-19 pandemic at a community, along with the guidelines and recommendations for government, has been recognized and accepted by the United Nations as well. Now, when the first world countries closed their borders during a massive global emergency, Kailasa has opened its doors to all without exceptions. So join the Kailasa's COVID care protection centers. Register now through the link below, https://kailasa.org/Kailasa care. The link again, https://kailasa.org/Kailasa care. With this, we'll moving on to the next part of this program after a very short break.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is E-Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and abilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. Keep quiet, thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together. What I mean by the word E-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is E-Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution.
Nithyanandam, welcome back to your viewers. And now we have a very special and exciting announcement for all of you. We will be having the Sundareshwara Sayuja Samadhi Darshan coming up at 10 p.m. IST. So please stay tuned for that. In this segment, we will run through and understand who is Bhagavan Sundareshwara and how he is manifesting through the supreme concept of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
So Kailasa blissfully welcomes all of you for the direct audience with the divine, for your direct audience with the divine, to manifest the superconscious experience of the Shiva Sayuja Samadhi through the darshan of Bhagavan Sri Sundareshwara Paramashivam.
So get ready for the rare, unique, powerful initiation into the God equation to make human beings into multiverse species by Bhagavan Sundareshwara Paramashivam.
And Bhagavan Sundareshwara beautifully will manifest the physics of Paramashiva, the countless uncountable, by any visualized, assumed mathematics. Brahmandas manifest in me, exist in me, get rejuvenated in me, get deluded inside me, gets liberated inside me. For all the countless Brahmandas to exist, to get created, to get sustained, to get rejuvenated, to get deluded, to get liberated, I am the space.
Yes, so let us watch the video of Bhagavan Sundareshwara Paramashiva Sayuja Samadhi Darshan, where Sundareshwara himself describes himself.
Shave, shave, shave. Paramashiva, I will manifest the physics substance. Cognize this in your Hridaya Akasha, in the Gandha. You will experience my existence, Sundareshwara Paramashiva. The countless, uncountable, by any visualized, assumed mathematics, Brahmandas manifest in me, exist in me, get rejuvenated in me, get deluded inside me, gets liberated inside me. For all the countless Brahmandas to exist, to get created, to get sustained, to get rejuvenated, to get deluded, to get liberated from the space.
So let us understand what is exactly happening in our world today and how the manifestation of Sundareshwara is exactly what we need at this time. According to the United Nations, a new scientific report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change warns that we are on a crash course towards catastrophe if global temperatures are allowed to continue rising like this, and the window to slow or even halt some of these worsening impacts is rapidly closing. And the message is very clear. We must take immediate action now.
So now let us look at a video of how the state of the world is today.
In 2019, fire was spreading throughout our planet, quite literally. In places like Australia and the Amazon basin, where forest blazes supercharged by climate change. In other places, mass protests flared up, fueled by a combination of job insecurity, growing inequalities, and discontent with the current economic, social, and environmental status quo. The economy has slowed down globally, stifled by trade tensions and political uncertainty. The little growth we have had has failed to reach those who need it the most. Progress towards higher living standards has stalled for many countries and vulnerable groups of people. This has only deepened inequalities which were already growing in many countries, spurred on by automation, climate change, and other global trends.
Yes, we can see that since 2019, of course, in 2020, we've faced a global pandemic, which has caused so much of destruction of lives and the loss of livelihood as well. But even since 2019, we've seen so many natural disasters and calamities due to climate change crisis. And according to the World Health Organization, the total cases globally for COVID-19 is around 221 million till date. And Healthline.com states that new COVID-19 cases have risen to more than 150,000 per day in the United States. And experts warn that with emerging variants, it could lead to another surge in cases. So we have seen over the past almost 2 years how COVID-19 has caused destruction across the globe. And along with that, we've seen so many natural disasters, so many floods and fires, forest fires, so tsunamis. So many people have been affected over the course of this pandemic, over this course of this pralaya.
And it is in this time of crisis that Bhagavan Sundareshwara has come down to earth with such extreme compassion for humanity. And he states, "O bound souls, listen intensely. Your impossibility and irresponsibility made you surrender yourself to the delusion. Is the ultimate truth. Sundareshwara Paramashiva, I exist. Sundareshwara Paramashiva, I exist. The moment you remember me, call me. I am here for you."
Iriyana Sundareshwara Paramashiva is the greatest and unique manifestation of Paramashiva as the complete manifestation. He assumes the physical, subtle light bodies as and when he wants, and plays with all the physical realities and corrects, alters, removes, influences, intervenes, changes, deletes anything in this physical plane as he likes without even a single reason, just for fun.
And sometimes they manifest as both Meenakshi and Sundareshwara as two bodies in one being, and sometimes as both in one body. So that's the reason all his manifestations and plays are called the Tiruvilayadu, the Leela.
And due to his costless and limitless compassion, Iriyana Sundareshwara Paramashiva is manifesting in all his glory as the Purnavatara through this being, Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, as the Nijavatara.
And from the Shuddha Advaita Paramashiva Sayuji Samadhi space, Iriyana Sundareshwara Paramashiva Paraguru, will be manifesting and giving darshans and boons and doing all his leelas in the lives of the Kailashians and devotees and disciples.
So we also have the opportunity to experience all of these leelas in our lives as we get to witness the darshan of Bhagavan Sundareshwara. Thousands of years ago, the whole of humanity witnessed Bhagavan Sundareshwara Paramashiva come down to earth. He performed many miracles and played so many divine leelas. He created the whole legacy of Sanatana Hindu Dharma by ruling the kingdom of Madurai. He founded the Shyamala Pita Satyakya Pita. And today, for all of humanity, out of billions of people on planet Earth, we are the most blessed people. For us, Sundareshwara is not just a history, he is a happening.
And Sundareshwara Paramashiva himself has come down again in the form of the Supreme Point of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidan and His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam as Swamiji, just to continue his legacy and leader.
And to continue being available to all the people, playing his divine leelas, performing miracles in the lives of his devotees, attending to our prayers, and continuing the legacy as the ruler of the whole of Madurai, the Shyamala Pita Satyakya Pita, as the 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasanitanam of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, guiding the whole of humanity.
And during the Bhavasamaya darshan, our neurons will mirror that of the avatar. So our neurons will be able to mirror the neurons of Bhagavan Sundareshwara Paramashiva himself just by seeing. And that is, our entire body can silently and without movement recreate what is happening distances far away, experiencing the superconscious energy radiated by the avatar. And as an effect of the mirroring of neurons, all the powerful cognitions and powers of Bhagavan Sundareshwara are mirrored.
So let us understand the God equation as revealed by and in the words of Bhagavan Sundareshwara himself. Exhale intensely. Whatever you have, Paramashiva will inhale you. This is the God equation. Nothing is more powerful than the power manifestation science. It is the most exciting spiritual science. When you decide to manifest powers again and again, you know Paramashiva is within you and he is manifesting. You fall in love with you, Paramashiva, every minute. If he manifests, you know he is real and he is manifesting. Even if you do not manifest, whatever you've declared, you will manifest the jnana and the vijnana, the knowledge and the understanding as to why you did not manifest. And the possibilities and powers of Paramashiva will manifest in all of you.
So now we will be learning about who is Bhagavan Sundareshwara. We will be learning more about who is Bhagavan Sundareshwara.
So now that we've understood what is the God equation, let us understand who is Bhagavan Sundareshwara and how we can connect with Bhagavan Sundareshwara, how we can receive his blessings and open our beings up for all of the grace of Bhagavan Sundareshwara.
So Irayana Sundareshwara Paramashiva Parampuru is the greatest and unique and complete manifestation of Paramashiva.
Irayana Sundareshwara Paramashiva is the manifestation of the beauty of the cosmos in flesh and bones. Nithyananda Sundareshwara is the embodiment of super consciousness expressed in the human body, playing with all of his glories.
And Irayana Sundareshwara Paramashiva Parampuru is the complete manifestation of Paramashiva, which assumes the physical, subtle and light bodies as and when he wants, as his divine manifestations. He plays with all the physical realities and currents, alters, intervenes, influences, changes, adds, removes, and deletes anything in the physical plane as he likes without even a reason.
Sundareshwara Paramashiva is the embodiment of super consciousness expressed in the human body, playing with all his glory. He came down as the most handsome form to marry Devi Meenakshi and administer the city of Madurai.
And the kingdom of Madurai, known as the Kailas of the Shyamala Peetham, Sarvagnya Peetham, is the oldest Hindu people state and enlightenment ecosystem that was established by Paramashivoham himself. And the kingdom of Madurai was later revived by Lord Sundareshwara and Devi Meenakshi, who, as the deities and incarnates of Paramashiva, ruled and revived the foundation pillars of it as the highest living stream of spiritual sciences.
And to ensure this tradition continues to elevate humanity for millennia, they enthroned their direct representatives and their divine energies in the form of the continuing lineage of living masters, the Guru Mahasannidhanams, with the responsibility to train and groom the kings in administration, constitution, and governance, acting as regents. They also performed the spiritual initiations on the kings and the citizens of the kingdom, imparting the enlightenment science to the world. So we can see Devi Meenakshi and Bhagwan Sundareshwara, who were the original founders of the Shyamala Peetham Sarvagnya Peetham, and then Thiruñana Sambandar, who was the reviver of this whole kingdom, the Shyamala Peetham Sarvagnya Peetham.
This supreme, where it describes the Shyamala Peetham Sarvagnya Peetham, so it says, this supreme discipline of Adi Shaiva tradition has been coming down to the continuous lineage of the Guru Shaiva from, and this is the attainment of complete liberation from the repeated phenomenon of birth and death. This is supreme in its kind and concern with the ultimate benefit of all the souls.
The Kailasana of the Shyamala Peetham Sarvagnya Peetham's rare and sacred lineage of pontiffs has been systematically carried over an unbroken progression from the ages. The chosen emissaries of Lord Paramashiva and Devi Parashakti, the Guru Mahasannidhanams, the pontiffs of the Kailasana of the Shyamala Peetham Sarvagnya Peetham, are the direct representatives of the cosmos.
And on the 27th of April 2012, Srila Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam Swamigal was formally appointed as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Kailasana of Shyamala Peetham Sarvagnya Peetham, and is the lawful successor, descendant, and inheritor, invested with all the powers, duties, obligations to perform the rituals, spiritual, religious, and customary rites vested in Kailasana of the Shyamala Peetham Sarvagnya Peetham. And it has been reviving its spiritual, religious, and linguistic epicenters to its original glory.
Let us now watch a video on the Madurai Adinam, the world's oldest Hindu papal state.
The ancient temple town of Madurai in southern India boasts of a 2,500-year-old history of spirituality. Historians trace Madurai's existence back to the 3rd century BC, making it one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities of the world. Legend says that Madurai was established by the cosmic mother herself, who incarnated as Princess Meenakshi, daughter of the pious king Malayadwaja Pandian. An able queen and and a fearless warrior, Meenakshi expanded her empire right up to Kailash in current China. But when she came face to face with the Lord of Kailash, Shiva himself, she recognized him as her eternal consort and dropped her arms to become Shiva's companion for life.
Along with Shiva, also known as Sundareshwara or the Beautiful Lord, Meenakshi reigned over her kingdom for a glorious 166 years.
In course of time, with the rise of Jainism as a religious force, Madurai too fell to its powerful influence, and Shaivism all but vanished from the sacred kingdom where Shiva himself had once walked the earth. The renaissance of Shaivism in Madurai was the sacred task of a child incarnation of the four visionary saints of Shaiva Siddhanta. The story goes that as a baby, Tirunjana Sambandar was once nourished by the milk of enlightenment from the cosmic mother herself. This child prodigy, Madurai, her
Sambandha Desika Paramacharya Swamigal, guided by intuition and inducement by Lord Shiva, coronated a charismatic young saint as the 293rd pontiff of the Madurai Adinam.
An accomplished yogi, a pragmatic social visionary, and an adept in mystical sciences, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda is revered as a divine incarnation by millions worldwide. Within weeks of his ascent to the sacred throne, he brought about sweeping changes to the Adinam, including the renovation of the ancient monastery, Annadan, free food for thousands every day, free medical camps, yoga classes, scriptural study, spiritual healing, and meditation programs. The traditional Adinam now has a website, and thousands participate in the morning worship and spiritual talks via live streaming and two-way video conferencing. Vast properties belonging to the Adinam are being reclaimed from illegal encroachment. Its numerous temples are being restored to sanctity, and the neighboring villages are being adopted with basic amenities, education, and medical care being provided for all. His Holiness dreams of an authentic Vedic renaissance for which India has already waited too long.
Here, I take the commitment of making Madurai Adinam as an international religious organization. We will fulfill all the responsibilities of Madurai Adinam, make Hindu tradition, Saiva tradition alive, revived, lived, celebrated all over the world.
With a brand new pontiff at its helm, Madurai Adinam promises to be more than just another traditional monastery, as a whole generation turns to spirituality for answers. The changes at Madurai Adinam mirror the changing role of spiritual organizations today as power centers and guiding forces, forging the enlightened government of the new world.
how just as Bhagavan Sundareshwara came down to revive city, and how Pirunjana Sambandar revived the whole tradition of Shaivism, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also come down to revive this whole enlightenment science and share it with the world. Sundareshwara Paramashiva has come down as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. Today, for all of humanity, out of billions of people on planet Earth, we are the most blessed beings. For us, Sundareshwara is not just a history, he is a happening. Sundareshwara Paramashiva himself has come down again in the form of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as Swamiji, the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva, to revive this whole Hinduism and to continue available to each and every one of us by playing his divine leelas, performing miracles in the lives of his devotees, attending to our prayers, and continuing the legacy as the ruler of the whole of Madurai, Shamala Pita Satyajna Pita, as the 293rd Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, guiding the whole of humanity once again.
And Paramashiva assumed the physical body 11 times in Madurai just to perform his divine leelas. Each action, divine energy, each action that he performed with the divine energy became an independent entity. So if you connect with that energy, he gives you the same blessing. So understand that Sundareshwara is the energy of Leela, which is playfulness.
So now, let us understand the Leela of healing of the Pandyan king's fever.
So the Tiruvilayadal Puranam is a collection of 64 it is a collection of the 64 Leelas of Sundareshwara Paramashiva. And in the 16th century, a Shaivite devotional epic, stories of Paranjyoti. So they describe the actions of Bhagavan Paramashiva on earth in a number of disguises to test his devotees. So each of Sundareshwara's dimensions are recorded.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All-powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. Sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely.
And back to your viewers. Yes, Nithyananda, welcome back to your viewers. Now, let us enter into a very special segment where we can understand how we can connect with Bhagavan Sundareshwara much more deeply as he is manifesting in each of our lives just to answer all of our prayers and ensure that we are guided and protected during this pandemic. So let us understand some of the offerings that we can make to Bhagavan Sundareshwara. And the Shastra Pramana from the Halasya Mahatmyam states that salutations to the ever peaceful God whose lotus-like feet are worshipped by the enemies of Madhu and other devas, who has the golden mountain at his bow, and who is the lord of the silver hall, the Rajita Sabha in Madurai temple. And it continues on. He who reads the prayer composed you with devotion will be giving long life, health, and wealth by me. Bhagavan Sundareshwara Paramashiva is the greatest, unique, and complete manifestation of Paramashiva. And today, he is manifesting through the Nijavadara of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism. And in the Halasya Mahatmyam, it states that salutations and salutations to the handsome dancer, who is a great god and the lord of the town of Madurai, who stopped the poison called Hala Hala in his neck, and who was the lord of Devi with the eyes like fish. Bhagavan Sundareshwara is the manifestation of the beauty of the cosmos in flesh and bone. Bhagavan Sundareshwara is the embodiment of the superconscious expressed in the human body, playing with all of his glory. And as the Bhagavan Sundareshwara, as the complete manifestation of Paramashiva, subtle light bodies as and when he wants, as his divine manifestation. He plays with all the physical realities and corrects, alters, intervenes, influences, changes, adds, removes, deletes anything in this physical plane as he likes without even a reason. And Bhagavan Sundareshwara has even given enlightenment to pigs, birds, cuckoos, swans. So everyone can be heard that Bhagavan Sundareshwara will attend to you, will ensure that you also have exactly what you want and achieve everything you want on your path to enlightenment. The first offering that we can make to Bhagavan Sundareshwara Paramashiva, the Achalamurti of Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as the Bhagavan Sundareshwara. You can offer the Alankara Seva. Sundareshwara is the embodiment of superconsciousness expressed in the human body, playing with all of his glory. So the Achalamurti of Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam will be gracing us as Iriyanar Sundareshwara Paramashiva. Offering the seva will bestow the Yajaman with manifesting the leadership consciousness of Bhagavan Sundareshwara himself, who once ruled the whole world from the city of Madurai with Devi Meenakshi. You will achieve excellence in career and live with abundance in wealth consciousness and manifest the powerful inner image, just like Bhagavan Sundareshwara. And the next offering is the Shiva Kavacha Archana to the Swayambhu Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Linga. So the Shiva Kavacha mantra describes the details of the Kavacha, the armor of Paramashiva. And this Shiva Kavacha mantra is offered as an Archana to the Swayambhu Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Linga. And this mantra, when offered, bestows removal of enmity, the removal of any negative forces that will take away one's wealth, the protection of one's family, and the protection of one's wealth. So you can offer this Shiva Kavacha mantra to the Swayambhu Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Linga. The next offering is the Vishesha Dravya Abhishekam to Bhagavan Sundareshwara Paramashiva, the Utsava Murti of Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. The Vishesha Dravya Abhishekam is the offering of the sacred bath to the Utsava Murti of our beloved Guru, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us as Bhagavan Sundareshwara with these special ingredients, including the milk, curd, and even the Panchamritam. So you can offer this Abhishekam and be blessed with the removal of diseases. You will be blessed with the attraction of abundance, health, and well-being, the manifestation of all the attributes of Bhagavan Sundareshwara himself. So the next offering is the Uttamottama Upachara Puja to Nithyanandeshwara Somasundareshwara. And in the Kamikagama, it describes the best of the best, the Uttamottama, that can be made to Paramashiva. And these offerings are known as the Upachara. And they are of the royal quality, as just as Sundareshwara deserves, and are offered with the space of oneness with Paramashiva. So these various offerings include the Dipardana, the Mantra Aradhana, and are offered at the divine lotus feet of Nithyanandeshwara Somasundara and the Utsavamurti of Nithyanandeshwara in the temple, who sits along with Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti and Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, the deity of Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And he is the most handsome and graceful form of Bhagavan Nithyanandeshwara, who graces us as Somasundareshwara and accepts our puja and our divine, our complete worship and devotion. So you can offer this seva and you will be blessed with a breakthrough in the wealth consciousness and health and prosperity in life. And the next offering is the offering of the Swarna and the Rajita Mudra, the gold and the silver coins, to the Bhogamurti of Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva. And this is a very special ritual offered to Irina Sundareshwara Paramashiva in the temple of Madurai Meenakshi, the Madurai Meenakshi Sundareshwara temple, where the devotees get to offer the silver or the gold coins directly onto the Bhogamurtis of Sundareshwara Paramashiva. And during all of the rituals, the wealth and the donation of the devotees is put into the hundi. But in this specific ritual, in this very special ritual, the offering is made directly to the deity. This is a very unique offering. And in every temple across India, mostly, you will find that most offerings you must put either into the hundi or the tray of the pujari. But in this specific offering, you will be able to offer it directly to the Bhogamurti of Sundareshwara. It's a very unique and special offering in the Madurai Meenakshi Sundareshwara temple. And you will also be able to make this offering to the Bhogamurti of Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva. And the significance is very abundantly displayed in all of our scriptures, the Agamas, the Itihasas, and the Puranas. And in all of our scriptures, it is very clear that silver represents good health and nourishment. So silver represents the moon in our night sky, and it positive effects on our lives. In Hinduism, we believe the celestial bodies in the sky have a direct effect on our bodies and our lives. So the moon nourishes all life and Bhagavan Krishna himself declared in the Purushottama Yoga of the Bhagavad Gita that he is the watery moon that nourishes all life. So when silver is offered, the blessing, you will be blessed with the manifestation of proper health and the growth of your children and of yourself. So when silver is donated, it gives tremendous blessings for the nourishment in all aspects of your life. Gold is also a very divine element and is the best way to make an offering in gold. So it is found in all of the agamas, the Vedas, the Shrutis, the Smritis, the Itihasas, and the Puranas. And all Hindu scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that gold is the most auspicious and most purest metal, which purifies our very being. In the Hindu civilization, everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold, and ritual feasts were even offered in gold bricks. When one was to be saved from a life-threatening illness, gold was offered as a ritual fee. Gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows, and kingdoms were even built with huge doorways of gold. The streets would have huge columns and huge archways made of gold, and horses and cows were even dressed in gold. So you can offer this gold coin to the Bhogamurti of Nithyananda Paramashiva and receive all of the auspiciousness and blessings of the Bhagavan Sundareshwara himself, manifesting through your very own Guru, the Supreme Concept himself. And so you can see the various sevas that you can offer to Iriyana Sundareshwara Paramashiva was manifesting through your very own Guru, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. So you can offer the Rajata Mudra in various sizes, the silver coin in various sizes. You can also offer the Swarna Mudra, the gold coin in various sizes. And you can offer the Alankara Seva to Bhagavan, gracing us as Irina Sundareshwara Paramashiva, the Achalamurti of Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. You can also offer the Shiva Kavacha Archana to the Swayambhu Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivalinga. You can offer the Vishesha Dravya Abhishekam to Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us as Irina Sundareshwara Paramashiva, the Utsavamurti. And you can also offer the Uttamottama Upachara Puja to Nithyanandeshwara Somasundareshwara. So if you would like to make any of these offerings, it's a very simple process. You can go to tiny.cc/bhavasamadhi to make your offering and choose whichever offering you would like. So we will quickly visit that website and understand how you can make this offering. It's a very simple process. You can just choose whichever offering that you would like and make your payment online just as you would for any other online payment. And once this is done, you are well on your way to make your offering of devotion and love to Bhagavan Sundareshwara. The only thing that will be left is filling out the Sankalpa details in the Sankalpa form. So you can go ahead and visit this website, tiny.cc/bhavasamadhi. Sorry for the technical glitch. So, yeah. Here is the link that you can go ahead and sign up for your Seva today. And you can also visit the website so you can see exactly what the process is for making your offering. Yes, so you can go ahead and fill out your intention form to offer the Seva to Bhagavan Sundareshwara and ensure that you offer your love, your gratitude to Sundareshwara Paramashiva, who is manifesting through your very own truth. So now we will be entering into the preparation for the Bhava Samadhi Darshan. So let us understand exactly what is the Bhava Samadhi Darshan and how exactly Bhagavan Sundareshwara, the Nijavatara of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself,
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Ekailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life, we can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home, without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you, aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you, and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa, totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice life perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds.
Nithyanandam, we
Hope all
welcome
of you are
all
able
the
to
viewers
hear us
back.
now. We apologize for the technical glitch that had happened. And we welcome every one of you that are gathered here today and getting ready, prepared for the very, very beautiful Paramashiva Sundareshwara Paramashiva Sayutya Samadhi Darshan. Today we are going to be experiencing the Bhava Samadhi Darshan of Irenar Sundareshwara Paramashiva. Now before we enter into this, we would like to chant a verse from Malini Vijottara Tantra. Kathana Shakti Patadva Yadva Padavalokanan Prasadat Swaguru Samya